But look, today my administration is issuing new warnings that based on evolving intelligence, Russia may be planning a cyber attack against us. And as I said, the magnitude of Russia's cyber capacity is fairly consequential, and it's coming. The federal government is doing its part to get ready, but under U.S. law, as you all remember, the private sector, all of you, largely decides the protections that you will or will not take.
First, it's around geopolitics. The most striking finding that we found is that 93% of cyber leaders and 86% of cyber business leaders believe that the geopolitical instability makes a catastrophic cyber event likely in the next 2 years. This far exceeds anything that we've seen in previous surveys.
That last clip you just saw was actually a clip from Davos's most recent annual meeting this year, 2023, which was like January 10th to January 15th, I think. And notice he said within the next 2 years. And this next clip is actually from 2020, when Jeremy Jurgens was talking about the next crisis.
I believe that there will be another crisis. It will be more significant. And, we need to actually start preparing for that now. When we do see this next crisis, it will be faster than what we've seen with COVID. The exponential growth rate will be much steeper. The impact will be greater. And as a result, the economic and social implications will be even more significant.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
With the click of a button, you can bring down nations to their knees very rapidly, if you so desire, and if you're willing to take the risks, because every system can be hacked.
So if we think back in terms of one virus, COVID-19, that created such a disruption and needed so much interaction and so much common efforts. Let's imagine an exponential multitude of viruses that mutate every day exponentially while not threatening our body, but the bodies we live in, our organizations, our countries, our systems, then, it could be just apocalypse. And it's about viruses that can not only block our way of living, but can control it and can deviate it. So can use our systems, like God forbid our air transport systems, to hit us back. And imagine if there is a cyber attack on our air transport systems that turn a huge number of airplanes that are flying in bombs.
We had, Klaus, and they were running Cyber Polygon, and they were just recently talking about large-scale internet cyber outages. I mean, when they run a lot of these drills, not always, but a lot of times the drills, you know, kind of presage what's going to come.
They're talking about like a cyber 9/11.
I think it's interesting that people are calling this a possible cyber 9/11. I remember whenever I was in fifth grade, and at the end of class, we could turn on the TV and watch the news if we wanted, and nobody had turned on the TV that morning. And I remember asking the teacher if I could turn on the TV, and I went and turned on the TV, and no one else was paying attention, and I literally watched the first plane crash into the building within just like 3 to 5 minutes of watching the TV. And I remember going to my teacher and be like, hey, I think something just happened, like really bad just happened. I just saw a plane hit a building on TV. And I remember that the impact that had, it was just so powerful, and it changed everything. So if you can imagine what a cyber pandemic, a globally affected cyber attack could do to the world and what it would bring, I think that's a pretty powerful thing.